All right, everyone, welcome back to a freshly minted Fantom Edge episode. I have more than one special guest today. I have two team members from the Debita team. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm actually pronouncing it right, but it's an honor to have you guys here.
Thank you, Luis, for that. It's a pleasure to be here with Gorgory. Yes, actually, we pronounce it Debita,
Debita.
but Debita, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
and I
yeah,
have,
thank
I'm
you for
sorry.
the.
Of course,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
of course. Mora and Gorgory here. If you guys would like to do a slight introduction, we'll start with you, Mora. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Sure, sure,
What's your
sure.
role in the team?
So my role. So my name is Mora. So I've been working in the banking industry for around 20 years, more or
Mhm.
less, and I joined crypto in 2011. Right. And once I got into crypto, I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
For me, it was the future. So I've been wanting to build stuff in apps since then, and luckily last year we got the opportunity to start, and this year to even build even more here with Gorgory, right? And yeah, I mean, I'm really passionate for Web3 applications and DeFi. For me, it's really the future what I'm looking at. So that's a little bit about myself, and
Yeah,
sure, Gorgory can tell you a little bit more about me. Yeah.
absolutely.
So yeah, I'm Gorgory. Hi everyone. Hi Luis. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Yeah, I have a similar story. Just fell down the crypto rabbit hole. Maybe not so early as Mora. He was
Yeah.
mining Bitcoin, and
Oh, wow.
then he shut everything down because it made.
It's all your
It
fault,
made too
Mora.
much, it made
But
too much
yeah,
noise, my mistake. My wife was driving herself crazy with the noise.
That's funny.
so I decided to pivot into a full-time crypto career, somewhat like 2 years ago, and I started like from that moment I started like going really deep into DeFi communities and these DeFi platforms that were popping up everywhere and all these different systems. And I got very interested in Andrew Crunch's launch of Solidly.
Hmm.
And from there, yeah, it was an interesting story because I met Blake Cooper from Equalizer,
Oh, nice.
and ended up working together on launching the Equalizer platform. I'm part of the Equalizer team.
Okay.
Um, Parallel to all this that happened with Equalizer, which is an amazing story, how we put together a Solidly fork on the original network where Solidly was launched. In the meantime, we were building Debita with Mora and Carl, who couldn't attend today.
Yeah.
And yeah, we started doing really well, getting excited about the project, and yeah, ended up presenting ourselves to the Fantom Hackathon, and here
Awesome.
we are.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll dive into all that, but it's clear that you guys both have a lot of experience, both in the corporate financial sector and now building, like you guys said. I mean, I can relate. I got bit by the crypto bug, and I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere anytime soon. So, yeah, I'm super excited to talk about the latest achievements you guys have kind of got your hands on. So let's start there. First of all, talk to me, and for those that don't know, they got second place in the Fantom Hackathon, and they got #1 trading app as part of the hackathon. So congratulations on that. Talk to me about the platform you guys are building. Who's it for? Why is this being built? We'll go with you, Mora, if you want to start off, and we'll go with Gorgory after.
So when we first thought about Debita, we wanted to bring solutions to the DeFi world, something that was different, something we wanted to solve an issue that we saw on lending platforms, right? So currently, as you know, most lending platforms protocols nowadays are more like Aave, like they're centralized, and they really don't offer a tailor-made solution for each of the users. Basically they tell you this is what we're gonna pay you, this is what we got. And so if you like it, great. If not, you don't have a lot of options. So we wanted to bring a solution to that, and that's what Debita is, right? Debita is a P2P lending app, a truly P2P lending app. So that means you'll probably get better rates, right? And it's tailor-made. You can modify it to whatever you want, and that's the great thing that Debita has. So that's what we wanted to bring, right? It's a different protocol, right? It enables you to have a secondary market, and it gives you a tons of solutions to whatever problem you may find, you can solve it with Debita. So, and we wanted to have like a really, how do you say, a really amplified product. You go to product where you can use for anything. That's why we built it for. And we wanted to use for the people that are already into crypto and the people that are willing to get into crypto, for everybody. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Go on,
Gorgory,
go.
anything you want to add?
Adding to that, yeah, this two steps maybe on like who are we building for? Like, yeah, in our end game, we're building a peer-to-peer solution that could hopefully be used by all different kind of users, including retail and new people onboarded to the system. But our first approach is kind of go deep in the lending vertical, so as to say, and hold a little bit the onboarding phase until we really have found our product market fit and a real solution that people are actually using. And I think that's the point when it makes more sense to target new audiences. Just to recap what Martin says, the way I see our product is like a very flexible escrow. When we started building it, we started exploring all these possible use cases, and we started finding that it was maybe more interesting to be a little bit like use case agnostic at the beginning and be able to build this base plate or primitive where different use cases can fit. So it versus a little bit your typical lending platform model where you have liquidations, and in our case we're not using any off-chain dependencies. It's everything on-chain. So we're not using oracles. So we do not, and we also cannot enforce liquidations. So the base plate is absolutely on chain. Eventually, maybe like different like layer 2s can be built on such a product where you can enforce liquidations or other things. So this is the overall idea, and we are now in a phase to really find the best use cases to target our product market fit and
absolutely. And
community.
Yeah, like you guys said, right, being agnostic at first, seeing what works, obviously finding product market fit. That said, winning second place in the hackathon, you do get some funding, right? And I'm curious to see, is this the first time there's like funding outside of, self funds, bootstrapping? And second, what's the ultimate goal within, let's say, this next year for you guys? How's that looking like for you guys?
So yes, it's the first time that we're getting funding, right?
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes, and we're very thankful for that. So it's really great news for us. And one of our main goals is to start getting audited, right? We want to make sure that the platform is really secure. Right now, we're currently in our alpha testing phase, right? So we're asking users to please go in, test it, get feedback, really see what how the flow works, right? What the application can really truly do to test it all out. And one of our main goals is exactly to get help get the funds for audited, because it's like when you're building a car, you want the brakes to work great before you upgrade the engine, right? And once we find out that we're pretty sure that it's really, really safe, but we want somebody else to take a look at it and say, hey guys, you did an amazing job here, or you can just tweak this and this and you'll be great, right? Before we open it to a broader audience and we can really start bringing in all those users and want them to start using the applications. I think that's our short-term goal right now for the rest of the year.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I think putting security at the forefront, right, should be one of the main priorities for any team. Unfortunately, we've seen we know how it goes with low security. And
I mean, DeFi currently, as you know, is kind of the wild west. Sometimes you have to. I mean, you're on your own, so you have to be really safe about everything. So we want to make sure, and we want our users to be really comfortable that they're operating in a really certified and trustable website, the app, right? And I mean, that's our main goal, because once you lose the trust and you get a reputational risk, it's really hard to get up, and we don't want that. We want everybody to be trading and lending in a safe environment, right?
Absolutely. Anything you'd like to add, Gorgory?
Yeah, just adding that on top of security, we value transparency a lot. So right now we're basically testing in production. The app is deployed on the Fantom Opera network. Anyone can go and put out a loan offer. We do have like disclaimers, making sure users are informed of the kind of code that they're interacting with, that it's not audited, and that we're working on that side. So I think both sides are really important. Being transparent with the community, and at the same time working on securing the app before going any further into promotion or growth.
Yes, absolutely. And
yeah, I mean, as you can see, the app is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Like, no bullshit. This is what you're getting to. This is what you're gonna get, right?
Awesome.
And that's what we're looking as a user. So that's what we want that for, and that's exactly what we're getting the user. That's what we want for our.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like you said, I commend it. You're putting the user first, right? With the security, with the ease of use, the clear, I guess for the lack of a better word, instructions, right? What can you do here and how does it work? So I commend you guys for that. Now, obviously you guys mentioned you guys are powered by Fantom. You guys are building on Fantom. You know, I would like to know, you know, why Fantom? You know, obviously there's a lot of perks, but there's a reason why you guys chose to build here. So I would like to get, you know, your guys' insight. We'll go with you, Mora, and then we'll go with Gorgory.
Well, I mean, I think like I fell in love with Fantom about last year, right? For me, it was also it's amazing blockchain. I mean, it was a great price to operate, to transactionize. You had great applications coming up, right? A great environment, good community. So for me, I mean, we obviously discussed this with him, right? But when we were thinking, well, where do we build this, right? And well, Fantom was always there, right? It was always a great blockchain to build in, and I think that's why we chose it, because I mean, you have a lot of great combinations from the operating price, the community, right, and everything that comes together that says, hey, it's a great place to build our application there. Yeah.
Gorgory, would you like to tag in on that?
Yeah, to add to that, but basically from my work with Equalizer, I do also have like good connections with different teams, and we also value that in our choice, thinking that we do have a knowledge of the networks that will help us in the growth phase to be able to reach out to teams and look for partnerships and ways to synergize our products. Then yeah, basically Fantom, it's one of the best UXs you can get out there in any blockchain. Like people that use it, then you go out, you use another blockchain. It's like, what's happening? When is my transaction going to? Yeah, and then there's the detail of finality, which is talked a lot. Not super like a deal breaker on our app, but I do think it's something important that will at some point enable a different kind of apps built on Fantom that are just not possible. You risk like a chain reorganizations like we see on Polygon and other networks.
Yeah,
it's not critical for our app right now, but I it's something to always keep in mind. It allows also to build apps a little bit easier.
Yeah,
sure, but I think it will come at a moment when this specific feature finality will be key for new developments on the network.
Also, another thing that we see on Fantom is we're starting to see financial NFT growth. And the way Debita works, right, it's crucial for us to have financial NFT support, given the fact that that's one of the main principles of our product.
Yeah, good point. Little shout out there to PaintSwap team. That was a factor choosing the networks. Until recently, I'd say like a month ago, it was the only network with a functional financial.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big part of the decision.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're biased here. We're on the Fantom Edge show, right? But every time I talked and asked that question, like why Fantom, You know, it's always the same sentiment. You know, I came into Fantom, I'm not leaving. There's reasons not to leave. So I'm excited to see you guys build here. Obviously, there's more incentives too that have been released, gas monetization being one of them, which I don't think you guys, there's no doubt that you guys will qualify for it at one point. And then obviously the Fantom ecosystem vault in partnership with Gitcoin. So it's a lot of different incentives for people to build here and to keep getting reoccurring funding based on you guys' activity, right? So super happy you guys are here on behalf of the whole foundation, clearly. So we're super excited to see what you guys, you know, how you guys progress in the next coming year. So on to the next question. I want to get, you want to say something, Mora? Were you going to say something?
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, later, I wanted to dip in on some of the parts I think that Debita is different from the lending part, the
Yeah.
rest of the lending apps, right?
Yeah.
We mentioned financial NFTs. Maybe a lot of people don't know this, but
Mhm.
when in Debita you match a loan, you're minted with two NFTs, right? And one goes to the loaner, which has the embedded the collateral, right? And the other one goes to the person that owns that person, right? So what that gives you is the freedom that you say, let's suppose that I lended money and now I need that money back. But given the fact that it's an NFT, what I have with that collateral, I can go to a secondary market and sell that, right? So by having this functionality that we're creating two NFTs and we're creating a secondary market, we're going to have a lot of more liquidity
Mhm.
and also enable us for a lot more synthetic products to build out of that. And I think we're the one of a kind and first ones to do this. And I think it's a really good thing that we're getting it out there and we're in Fantom, right? It's a
Yeah.
new way to lend and to attract other people.
Absolutely. And thank you for clarifying that. Like you said, I know Gorgory gave a shout out to PaintSwap for the FNFTs, right? Recently spoke to Chronic, and he's always been bullish on that. For the last question I have, you guys, it's more on like I want to get your guys' thoughts, your personal thoughts. Obviously, you guys are busy building. I know how it is to be in the trenches, and you know every single day adding something new to the platform. But you know, on the personal side, you know, what are you guys excited about? You know, what are you guys seeing in the crypto space where you're like, this is exciting. I can see this developing in the 5-10 years down the line and being super impactful. What's been catching your guys' eye on a personal level, and your thoughts on that? Go ahead, Mora.
For me, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I think we're reaching the point that we're building a safe environment. And given the fact that we're having a lot of, security events, we're getting smarter.
Mm.
We're getting there. Everybody's starting to focus on that. And also, we're focuses on the user experience, right? And that's the points that get me excited. That's it. When we reach an amazing user experience and we have that security enabled, that I think we're only like 1 or 2 years away, to be fair, because everybody's building. You talk to a community, everybody wants to build, right? Everybody's excited about it. And I think this is gonna lift off, right? There's no way turning back because once you tested it out and once you've been there, you know it's much better than the traditional systems, right?
Yeah.
So that I mean, as again I mentioned, I come from the banking industry, and when I discovered this and when I saw what DeFi could do, what crypto could be, what blockchain technology can do,
Mhm.
I mean, basically I'm telling traditional systems have their days counted for, right? That's the thing. We just need to reach that level of security and user interface
Yeah.
that the common people, I mean, when I say common people, is the people that are not in crypto now there feel comfortable using with,
Yeah.
because technology let us connect people with people immediately nowadays. I mean, so we don't need the middleman. That's the main thing about DeFi, and that's what I'm excited about. I think
Yeah.
we're really close.
I agree.
Yeah.
People are definitely getting smarter on both sides, builders and consumers. So, Gorgory,
Yeah.
what do you keep an eye on? What's been exciting you? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, to add to that, I basically share the overall feeling and like long-term vision of what crypto can do for the world, basically, for the way we relate ourselves and we organize ourselves as a society. I think I very much share that. Looking in the maybe shorter term, we obviously still have a long way to go regarding user interface, and I say this in a very general way, like the recent punches in the face that we got with the multi-chain hacks, Viper language exploit that affected a protocol like Curve that you would have never imagined that was vulnerable. All these things, like it's really like like running in the middle of the war, like bombs exploding around you, and like we're in DeFi, we're looking at Twitter and Discords and being informed and looking on chain all the time, but you cannot expect everyone to do that. So we really have a long way to go, as Mora said, regarding security on one side, and the more like I put this inside the user experience because it's really part of it, but also like the way we interact with the apps, and I think there's a lot of interesting work being done with account abstraction. Hopefully this will bring new users in a way that it's like safe to them, right? That they can interact with projects in a way that they already know. There's probably still a learning curve, because like what I'm saying, you still need to understand what these apps are doing in the background up to a point. So it will be like a long way and getting new users into that. But the way I see it is like we need to build deep into a vertical. Like, for example, we're doing lending, and then it's really hard for the same teams to be working on onboarding new users that are not ready, so as to say, to interact with these complex systems. And it's good that there are other teams working really hard on incredible advances in account abstraction. Even Fantom is working on that at the blockchain level, as I understand. And then some specific things I'm really interested in financial NFTs in the traditional financial world. I'm not sure if most, but a lot of positions are non-fungible. Like you money to someone specific. It's not a generic or fungible position. So I think this use of NFTs that was kind of overlooked for a while, and it's gaining more and more adoption. And what's interesting is many apps using financial NFTs, maybe not even like putting it up front, but in the background they're using financial NFTs, because you really need to take advantage of this non-fungibility of positions. So I think good things will come from this use of NFTs.
Yeah, you got me thinking, because I think the crypto space in general works in tandem when everything's working perfectly, right, as intended, right? Like you said, maybe you guys aren't focused on onboarding, but some other company is, so that they bring users. Obviously, that's a market for you guys. So I've always thought it's important. Some people, talk about a different project. They did this bad, but it's like we need to work as a collective, because first of all, we're super small, compared to other, the other industries and markets. And second of all, we have sometimes. It's like we can't be talking to other teams. So you got me thinking on that as a collective in the space, we do work in tandem, whether it's intentional or unintentional. So, but that being said, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I want to congratulate you guys again for getting second place on the hackathon, best trading app, part of the hackathon. I'm super excited. Obviously, shout out to Argentina, fellow Latinos. I'm excited to see what you guys build in the coming months, in the coming years. And if there's any way we could chat soon to see the updates, I'm more than happy to do so. But I want to thank you guys again for being here with me, guys.
For sure. Thank you, Luis. Thank you for the space. Amazing to be here. We're really happy.
Of course.
Thank you for the invitation. And we'll be sharing everything on our socials. And we invite everyone to our Discord. We really want everyone to let us know how you would use a product such as Debita. We really need to hear the users trying to find the best way to use our product. So everyone welcome in the Discord, and we'll be sharing updates with you for sure.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Make sure to go check out Debita on X, right? No longer Twitter. Go on their website. We'll drop the dev post link too, so you can learn more about their process, some of the challenges, their mission. They dropped the video too, describing the platform. And we'll also be having a Twitter space or a X space. Again, I'm still getting used to this, what we name it, but in a few weeks or in a few days after this releases. So again, thank you guys, and we'll chat soon, guys.
Thank you again.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.